Peace, 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 love, light, and healing family. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Peace, peace. Y'all climb on in, y'all climb on in. What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Climb on in the building. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Yeah, I'm up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. It went down yesterday. The seminar, the lecture was everything. I wish I had a lot of more time, to finish all of my slides, but, everybody got the point. It was beautiful. A lot of people showed up and showed out. Man, the energy was cosmic, y'all. So, shouts out to Queen Rosie and her husband. Shouts out to everybody that flew in. Shouts out to everybody that drove in. Shouts out to everybody that showed up and got that information, You know what I'm saying? I most definitely respect y'all and appreciate y'all. Can y'all hear me good? If y'all can hear me good before I start going in, type in some nines. It's kind of windy out here, so if y'all can't hear me, let me know. But if y'all can, type in some nines. A lot of people keep asking me to retell y'all my thoughts about, cooked foods versus raw foods, food combination and things like that. For and on the record, there is no such thing as cooked alkaline food. Let me say that again. For and on the record, there is no such thing as cooked alkaline food. I've never seen it. You can get an alkaline substance, and then the moment that you put fire to it, you change the chemistry of the food. All of the electrolytes that made that food alkaline, all of the potential hydrogen that was in the food that made it alkaline, when you put fire to it, you change the chemistry. You took it through an enzymic process or a metabolic process by cooking it. So it's going to leave back a residue that's not going to be alkaline for you. It is impossible to cook your food and still call it alkaline food. I know that we've been taught differently. I know we've been taught differently, and it's just time to really, really elevate our thinking when it comes to that. You cannot take something that's natural from nature and then change the chemistry of it and then still expect it to be in the same natural state of homeostasis that it was before you plucked it or before you killed it and you put it in a skillet. You would never see that in nature. If you look at the way that animals eat their foods, even whether we talking about herbivores, whether we talking about omnivores, or whether we talking about carnivores. Whenever they eat their food, they eat it in its raw state. You never see them with pots and pans. You never see them with grease. You never see them with Crisco. You never see them seasoning their food or none of that, because they know, because they're in tune with the frequency of nature. They're in tune with the frequency of cosmic energy. They know that if they did that they would change the state of the chemistry, and they cannot get the proper or correct fuel for their vehicle called the avatar. Again, there's no such thing as alkaline cooked foods. If you cook alkaline foods, you're cooking the chemistry up out of it. It changes the biology of the food, and it's no longer alkaline. Plus, it leaves back a acidic ash, because anything you burn down, leave back an ash. That's what fire does. It destroys things. Fire is destroying your foods. Your food needs to be alive. That's why you call it living. If you cook it, then it is dead. We're not supposed to be eating dead things, because we are living human beings. You see that? And then another thing, when you're cooking your food, you're cooking all the biophotons out of the food. Biophotons, bio means life, photon means light. So you're cooking the living light out of the food. The food go through something called photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis is when the sun converts all of the so-called chloroplasts, or what we're going to call carbon, we call glucose, we call fructose, we call melanin. It converts all these things over into certain constituents that you need to convert energy, called ATP, ADP, and AMP. Adenosine monophosphate, adenosine diphosphate, adenosine triphosphate. You need that as fuel for the body due to carbon dioxide or carbon water constituents. This comes from raw foods. You cannot get that from cooked foods. Once you cook the food go through a process inside the stomach, and still have to heat that food up even more by way of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen to break that food down. You already heated it up by putting it in 350 degree Fahrenheit, by deep cooking and deep frying and adding all these different adjectives to the food to make it taste good to you, because you're not supposed to be eating it like that anyway. You see that? Notice people that eat meat and they eat dairy and stuff like that. They cook it and then they put all the herbs and stuff on it to even make it taste good, because naturally we're frugivores, or we are herb based, and we're not supposed to be eating all of these uric acid forming foods that even go to your chickpeas or your quinoa. Do y'all realize that chickpeas and quinoa is very mucus forming when you cook it? If you eat it in its raw form, it is alkaline, and it'll leave an alkaline residue. It'll leave iron phosphate. It'll leave magnesium. It'll leave a calcium ash behind. But the moment that you cook quinoa and the moment that you cook chickpeas, or what they call garbanzo beans, that is some of the most mucus forming shit on planet Earth when you cook it, showing you that it was alkaline in its chemistry and its base state at first, but the moment that you put fire to it, it changes the whole molecular structure of the food. It's not living anymore. It's not. And it's bad enough that once you pluck it, the death starts. Once you pluck a plant, it starts to die because it's no longer connected to the electrical magnetic grid of the earth. You have a certain time range or a time reference to eat those fruits or to eat those vegetables to get all the enzymes, or what you are called minerals, and all of the carbon constituents up out of it before it dies, because it's a living thing. You disconnected it to its source, so now it starts to die. You have to live it in its eating state. That's why you're not supposed to be putting your fruits in the freezer. You're not supposed to be freezing your vegetables and, trying to preserve them and things like that. You can't do that because it is dying. That's like pumping something with like how they pump things with embalming fluid before they put it in the casket and take it to the funeral. That's why you have a time window between 1 to 7 days to eat all of your fruits and all of your vegetables after it's ripened state. You see that? Other than that, of course, you're finna have to cook it and add all these things to it, or freeze your vegetables and freeze your fruits. We have been taught to eat so wrong. All we have to do is go back into nature and look at what nature's doing. You don't see nature freezing their food. You don't see nature putting their food in refrigerators. You don't see nature's putting their food on stoves and in pots and pans and with grease and all of that stuff. And you don't see nature combining too many foods. I've never seen no one in nature combine more than 3 things. You're either going to see mono dieting, you're going to see di or bi dieting, or tri dieting. You would never see 4 different types of things on the plate, especially nothing that's mixed with complex amino acid structures. Then you got carbohydrates, and then you got starches. You would never see nature doing that, because that's a freak of nature creating a freak of nature, because the body is going to choose the easiest thing to break down first. So that means anything. So say if you eat something that's high in amino acids that we stupidly call proteins, and then you put simple sugars on top of it like fruits, well, the fruits is going to digest and break down first. That's going to go through a fermenting process. That protein that you ate that come from that meat, that goes through something called putrefaction. These are different type of digestive enzymes that work inside of the belly. You digest fermentationally. That's how you digest. You're a human being. Your food's supposed to ferment. When a carnivore or an omnivore eats its food, it go through a state of digestion called putrefaction. That's a rotten stage. Nothing's supposed to be rotten in your intestines. Your intestines is over 30 feet long. You don't need nothing rotten in your intestines starting from the duodenum. Once it leaves the stomach, it go through something called the pyloric sphincter. Once it comes through the pyloric sphincter, it ends up into the duodenum. That's where the absorption and the fermentation factor takes place at. That's where all the absorption happens. If your food is rotten, you can't absorb rotten food. It is rotten. It is putrefying. It is literally dying inside of your gut. Dead things more dying. This becomes mucus and pus forming. You see that? And they know that. That's why if you look at the anatomy and the physiology of a carnivore, they intestinal, you won't see, look, they whole intestines, they whole colon put together is not longer than 12 feet. And the reason why it is not longer than 12 feet, because they know that putrefaction, that rotten meat must leave their system very quickly. So they eat it, they sleep for damn near 40 to 72 hours, and then they process it and they poop it out. And when they process it and poop it out, it stinks to high heaven because the food had rotten in their body. Only thing that they're getting from that meat is the blood. That's why they eat their food live. Notice that they don't kill their prey all the way before they eat it. They make sure that the prey is just incapable of movement for they can eat their food, and then they feast on the food and they eat the blood and the meat of the food, because what's inside of the blood is the life of the blood. All of the phytonutrients, all of the bioflavonoids, all the curcumins, all the tannins, all the things they need to eat and need to build their cells is inside of the blood of the animal, of the gazelle, of the zebra, of the bull, of all the hogs that they eat. They're eating the blood out of it. When you cook that meat, you cooking the blood out of the meat. So you're not even getting no nutrients from the meat that you cook because you already cooking the blood up out of it. So you're left with dead, putrefying cooked proteins that your body cannot even break down whatsoever. So then people, you leave from that, then you call yourself a health nut, and then you go into the alkaline world, and then you start cooking alkaline food and don't even know you're doing the same thing to the alkaline food by cooking it that you just did with the meat. We have to relearn health and healing. Like, we got this all misconstrued, and then we wondering why people are losing weight or off the cook alkaline foods, but they not healing. That's the reason why. You should be able to heal with foods and foods alone, y'all. And the reason why you can't heal with foods and foods alone, because you're combining your food wrong. You're mixing proteins, or what you call complex amino acids, with starch foods. You're eating GMO foods, or you're cooking your alkaline foods when it's supposed to be eaten in its raw state. When you eat it in its raw state, the electrical magnetic field that come from it is at its highest. The more you cook it and you put heat to it, you're sucking and you're killing the oxygen molecules that's inside the food. You're killing the biophotons that give you your 6 and your 7 sense out of the food. And you wonder why you're not spiritually connected with earth no more. You wonder why you're not spiritually connected with your significant other, why your intuition is going down, why you don't have the gut instincts and the gut feelings no more. You get that extra sense from your food called biophotons. You get that extra sense from your food called bioflavonoids. You get the extra sense from your food called carbon chain constituents. You see that? Anionic, ionic, cationic environments. This is all talking about alkaline and acids. It's impossible to cook alkaline foods and still call it alkaline. The moment you cook alkaline foods, it turns into an acid because you're putting acid on it to cook the food. Fire is acidic. Fire is acidic, y'all. That's why that shit burns. So you put all of this fire to your natural foods, and then you have the nerve to still call it alkaline, and you wonder why you're still getting mucus response from it, because you completely changed the molecular structure and chemistry of it. It's not a complete molecular structure no more. Now, have you destroyed all of the electrolytes and minerals out of it? No, you haven't destroyed all of them out of it, but have you destroyed most of them? Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You show me somebody on a raw alkaline diet and show me somebody on a so-called false cooked alkaline diet, and I will show you the difference in performance. I will show you the difference in their skin. I will show you the difference in their intellect and intelligence. I will show you the difference in their blood flow, and I will show you the difference in their kidney filtration when we check their urine. We have done this simultaneously time and time again, and the raw food diet always proved to be superior than the falsely advertised alkaline cooked food diet. Always and always will, because we're going back to nature. The closer you get back to nature, the closer you assimilate nature, the healthier you are. The closer you get back to nature and the closer you assimilate nature, the healthier you are, the more your healing come faster to you. You never see no animals in nature, no primates in nature cooking their food. You won't ever see it. You won't ever see it. And you are part of these primates in nature. We are primates in nature. Why are we cooking our food? That's cultural shit. That's traditional shit taught to us by man. That was not taught to us by Father Yahweh in nature. Nature is your classroom. Nature is your kitchen. Nature is your school. Nature is your culinary school. That's nature. That don't come from man. That don't come from a book. That go from sitting in nature and observing what they do in nature. Simplistic healing. Simplistic healing. Literally, if you see some animal or primate sick in nature, notice what they do. They stop eating and they eat herbs and they fast. Then they get healed. Once they're healed, they start eating things that they used to eat. You see that? We get sick, we still eat the bullshit that got us sick. I mean, everything, down to even sex, everything is in nature, y'all. Straight up. So we have to quit pushing that alkaline cooked meal bullshit, man, because that's literally what it is, man. That's what it is. That is one of the biggest hoax that I've ever seen and studied and lived in my life. I tried that cooked alkaline diet because I still eat cooked foods every now and then, in its alkaline state. But I'm gonna admit, it's not alkaline. I just go all raw for a couple months to cleanse my body afterwards. But I don't do that every day, all day at all. I eat way more raw than I eat cooked so-called alkaline foods, because I come to the realization that it's not alkaline. It's not. It's still mucus forming. It leaves back residues, man. It does. And then even the raw foods you eat, when the body goes through its metabolic processing, the digestive process to break down the food, it goes through its own cooking oven called the stomach. Hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen. You're changing and binding the chemistry of raw foods. Now, this is better for you because you get the healing modalities and the healing constituents from it, but you're still changing the chemistry of the food. So why would I take my body through or my food through all these different ovens and all these different cookings, simulations, and then put it inside of my body for it to have to go through hydrochloric acid, it have to go through pepsinogen, it have to go through the duodenum to break down more, it have to go through all these different buffering systems, through calcium, through magnesium, through iron phosphate, it have to go in through the blood capillaries, be broken down more by the microbiota, it got to go through hella heat. Even my raw food have to go through hella heat. And then, so I'm gonna do an injustice by cooking the food, cooking this so-called alkaline food, changing the biochemistry just to put it in my body to change it even more. And you think that you getting healing modalities from it? Please stop the nonsense, man. Stop the nonsense. I've never in my life seen anybody heal off a cooked alkaline diet. I seen people lose weight off a cooked so-called alkaline diet. I seen people feel better off a cooked alkaline diet. I have never in my life seen not one person heal off a cooked alkaline diet unless he had a shitload of herbs to go with it. Unless he had a shitload of herbs to go with it. So that was the herbs that healed you and not the diet. And guess what the herbs was doing? It was flushing all of that cooked so-called alkaline shit up out of your system. Let's keep it $1.50 here. Let's keep it $1.50 here. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's quit lying to ourselves. We are smarter than this. We are smarter than this. We have to really stop lying to ourselves about certain things and start getting this truth right and start teaching these factual truths. The worst thing you can do is put somebody on a cooked alkaline diet, so-called cooked alkaline diet, unless it's strictly for transitional purposes only. Unless it's strictly for a transitional purpose only, or you just want to play around in chemistry. You want to play around with nature. You know, sometimes I want to play around in nature. Sometimes I want to play around in nature. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, I want me some cooked foods. It will never be meat, dairy products, proteins, and none of that bullshit. It's gonna be some alkaline foods, but once I cook it, it ain't alkaline no more, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. But sometimes I just want to play around with nature. You know, I want to play in my creation. Sometimes I do. You know, that's my own judgment on my own self. That's gonna have to be my own cleansing on my own self to get these byproducts of this so-called cooked alkaline food back out of my body. But at least I'm real enough to tell y'all that. And at least I'm 1,000 enough to tell you that is not alkaline food. It's not. It's not. It's alkaline and based in its chemistry when it's in its raw state. But the moment you put heat to it, you're changing the molecular structure, and that's just flat out truth and facts. Now, if you on that and you take my herbs, yes, you still can heal. But guess what? If you do just an all raw diet, you don't even need yaki herbs. You don't need nobody herbs. All you got to do is heal that body. You might need a few things here and there, some breathing techniques, your breath work, the sun and things like that. But you don't even need the botanical plant kingdom. All you need is your raw foods, and that'll heal you. It might take a little longer. See, because herbs expedite the healing process, but you can straight heal any disease just off an all raw diet. You cannot do that on cooked food. I've never seen it done. And I don't care what doctor y'all send me. I don't care what herbalist y'all send me that have done this. Y'all lying. I ain't never seen it done. And I've been doing this for a decade and more now. And I ain't never seen it done. Showing you what true nature is trying to teach us. To go back to be more simple. Be simplistic in your healing and make it make sense. Make it make sense. Go look at the animals and study the primates and see what they're doing and see how they're living. We are not living nowhere near as long as them. We not living and have y'all seen how long carnivores live? Have y'all seen how long a lion lives? Have y'all seen that? Hyenas live, they don't even make it past 20. They don't even live past 20 years old because all they eat is meat. These things don't even live past 20 years old because all they eat is, gruesome, mucus, pus forming, protein, mutation ass meat. That's all they eat all day. They don't eat nothing else. And they don't even live past 21 years old. Check the facts. Y'all think I'm lying? Check the facts. Check the sources if y'all think I'm lying. And then you want to be on these all meats diets. Then you look at people that's on cooked food. You barely make it past 50. You barely making it past 50. And then now the genetics is getting weaker and weaker. So heart attack and stroke is high as ever. And then you cooking the food. And most of the food you cooking, especially our alkaline brothers and sisters, you frying the shit out of it. You putting it in all types of greases. Grapeseed oil, avocado oil, all fats and lipids, clogging up the arteries. It's so many alkaline cooked food veganists that have high cholesterol more than people that eat meat. We got the paperwork. We got the paperwork. People come to us all the time. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people come to us all the time. Literally. And I'm not even playing. I'm not even playing with y'all. And what we see is how are we alkaline vegan, but we have high cholesterol. It's showing you that all the lipid base come from all of that food that you frying. Fried oyster mushrooms, fried lion's mane mushrooms, fried portobello's mushrooms, fried this, fried that, fried this, fried that. Fried food. What is the difference? How are you changing? How are you doing things differently? If we gonna say we gonna change, and look, I'm not knocking alkaline cooked foods. I love them. I'm not. That's not my main diet, and I'm not eating that all day every day. I'm not eating that all day every day. Not at all. Hold on, let me get across the street, y'all. Give me 1 second. Gotta pay attention around here. These cars be going. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some 9s. It's about balance, y'all. Let's be balanced. Let's be correct. Let's be right. Let's be pure in our intentions, man. Let's be pure in our intentions. That's right. Grains are okay, but too many can cause mucus to form. Grains are some of the most mucus forming foods ever. Quinoa, some of the most mucus forming foods ever. Chickpeas, some of the most mucus forming things ever. Spelt will have you fat as hell. Spelt will have you fat as hell. And once you burn spelt, it is no longer alkaline. These are facts. And I know this from experience. Spelt put weight on me quick. It's so many of my clients that we have to fast and go on a raw diet because spelt is messing up their healing and setting them back in their healing. Raw bread put weight on you fast, and all of these things acts like glue. All you got to do with spelt, put spelt in water and then put heat to spelt. It's gonna clunk up like a big ass bowl of glue. Well, ain't when you put spelt inside of your body is made of 88% water. Don't when it go through your stomach, hydrochloric acid is the fire. You can do these same assimilations out in your kitchen that you can do with your body, and you can see what happens to the food and how the food starts to form inside of the body, man. You can do it. Just mix spelt with some water and put a flame to it and see the end result of that shit. And that's exactly how it is doing to your cells, clunking your cells together, producing a mucosa membrane response. But we go spelt crazy. We want spelt bread, spelt cookies, spelt this, spelt that, spelt this, spelt that. And I'm not knocking it. That's cool. Do it once a week. Knock it down to once a week at least. But every day, then you wonder why you got fat ass alkaline vegans. How so many vegans is fat? All vegans fat. I gotta constantly lose weight and go on fat. Look, I'm done with that, man. I'm done with the lies. Straight up. I'm done with the lies. I'm done with it. Straight up. So yeah, man, all of these things are mucus forming, and if you cook them, you change the chemistry. Your best teacher in class is not me. Your best teacher in class is not another man. Your best teacher in class is nature. Go to nature and see what nature's doing and assimilate that. Go to nature and see who you look like the most. You a primate. You look like the gorilla the most. I don't believe in the Darwin theory. I don't believe that black people came from monkeys bullshit either. So don't be trying to pull that on me. But go in nature and see who you closely resemble. You closely resemble the gorilla. And see the gorilla main diet. His main food is fruits. His second foods is bamboo shoots and vegetables. And guess what? He never cooks his food a day in his life. And guess what? He never combined his food wrong. And guess what? Usually when he's eating, he monofast. If he eating strawberries, he eating strawberries for the whole day. If he's eating blueberries, he eating that for the whole day. If he eating bamboo shoots, he's eating that for the whole day. And he don't eat bamboo shoots after a certain time. And then he makes sure he get his proper amount of sleep and rest to digest these foods. And notice he's one of the strongest, most muscular primates in existence, and he eat a raw alkaline diet. Unless you colonize him and snatch him from where he come from and put him in a damn zoo and then feed him whatever you want to feed him the same way they do us. The same way they do us. You see that? The same way they do us, and now he's sick, he's dying, and all these other things. And I seen it was 4 gorillas. I think that was in Atlanta. It was out of Atlanta, San Francisco, California Zoo, where they develop heart disease and brain lesions. And you find out what the people is feeding them. They feeding them meat and all types of things. Then they put these same 4 gorillas on an all raw diet on what they eat in a simulated nature, and they got healed of their brain lesions. They got healed of their heart disease and all of that. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Yeah, the same way that the primates and the animals in nature have been colonized and stolen from their lands and put in prison systems and simulations and matrix systems called the zoo. That's the same thing that happened to us. And then they feed them their diet, and it's killing them people. It's killing them primates. Same way that's happening to us. We got to go back to the facts. We got to go back to nature. We got to go back to simplistic healing, y'all. It's simple. It ain't that hard. We making it hard, man. We straight making it hard, family. So look. You have to be raw, and I hate the word vegan. You have to be raw plant-based, alkaline raw plant-based. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even saying be it 100% of the time, because I'm not 100% of the time. 90% of the time I am. 90% of my diet is raw, but 10%, you know what I'm saying? I get mine in. I do. You know what I'm saying? Judge me or judge me not. I care less. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm cleansed because I'm balanced. I'm balanced. You know what I'm saying? And I fast often too. And I'm on herbs every day of my life, so I'm constantly cleansing. But I'm 90% raw alkaline, plant-based, or what they call vegan. And then my other 10%, I like to play around with creations, just like I like my Benz coupes, and I like my Rolls Royces and my gold and my jewelry. I like to play with creation as well, but I'm balanced. I'm in nature most of the time. 90% of my time go towards spirituality, health, healing, teaching y'all. But that 10%, I turn up. I live on the edge, and me living on the edge will be me eating some garbanzo beans. Me living on the edge, or me living dangerously, will be me eating me a mushroom burger. Me living on the edge and me living dangerously will me eating quinoa soup and stuff like that. Some fried oyster mushrooms, some fried bananas. I love fried plantains. That's me living dangerously though. That's my 10%. But that 90% gonna make up for that. You see that? That 90% gonna make up for that. You see that? But look, y'all, I got to get to this meeting. I'm supposed to be there at 10. Again, everybody that came out to see me out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man, I love y'all. There's a lot of people that drove and flew in from all across the United States. It was straight popping, y'all. I hope I haven't offended anybody. If I made you mad and I make you mad to go study and research to realize that what I just told you was truthful, all praises to that. I'm not here to offend you. I'm not here to make you look like you're unintelligent. I'm not here to make you feel stupid. I'm here to bring out facts and to question you, to make you think more. That's what I'm here for. But you can become your own true healer, and you don't have to lean on the information of others, all the time. You're supposed to be able to unlock that mind and unlock that sense mechanism, them bioflavonoids and them bioflavonoids, and unlock that Akashic records in your DNA to know these things to be true to self. And that's what I'm trying to teach y'all. So I'm just here being a willful vessel, and I want you to be healthy. I want you to be wealthy. I want you to be wise. And I love you because I love myself, and you are a divine reflection of me. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You feel me? So, look, we out here doing great things. We out here being great. Again, the turnout was amazing. We do so many seminars and so many lectures. I will say this was another one of my favorite ones. I'll be out in Texas at the first with a very famous football player. Y'all gonna see us live together. Y'all gonna see us doing breath work together. We're gonna be cooking for him, giving him healing herbs, teaching him spirituality. So I'll be in Dallas, Texas on the 1st through the 7th. After that, we got another seminar. I gotta see where it's at. But look, it's popping, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nowhere but up from here. So look, I love y'all indeed in truth. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Peace.